Well, I guess we're live. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my stream. Welcome to another chapter working on this guy right here. That's our Su-35S Flanker E by Great Wall Hobbies. I'll run the intro, please, and we'll get started. Alright, good to go? Alright. Well, we're here in another chapter working on this big bird of ours. We've got the cockpit all assembled. Cockpit's ready to be installed. I did a bunch of painting. I did some looked for some reference photos online to see what color the front of this thing is supposed to be, because it's a little confusing in the instructions, calling one part out to be blue and another to be black. So I looked online, and you can see what color I've painted it because that's what I saw online. So she's black. Okay. So let's just get right into it here. I'll change the camera for you and we can start working on it. Alright, so let's change this here. Alright, hopefully no technical difficulties today. I seem to have been plagued with them recently, so we'll see. Okay, so we got this part done last time. That's installed and that's all painted up. We've got our refueling tube installed. That's all good. So the next step is to actually put the bucket into the fuselage. So as we've determined last time, these 4 points, these 2 holes, and these 2 holes back here, that's where our 4 little pins, 1, 2, 3, and 4, those are going to go in there. So I'll grab some glue, and we'll put her in her new home. So bang, bang, and here, there, and right there. There we go. All right. Put her in there. Get her lined up. Just like that. And there she sits in her new home. Just like that. Okay, so I'll leave that like this to dry. It's nice, it sits in its spot like it's supposed to. I don't have to wrestle with it, it's just, it fits. That's nice. Very nice. Okay, so with that done, we'll see what's next in our book here. So we've got I-14 is supposed to go into the bucket here. We want that first. So I painted a bunch of these parts off camera so that I wouldn't have to sit here and individually paint them. What am I doing here? I'm doing this. Okay, so I-14. I-14. Where is 14? Right here. You're going to go in first. Alrighty. Just like that. Now they show it kind of going from the back panel down to that side of the instrument panel. There is a little bit of a little divot right there. Oops! Look what can happen when you don't wait long enough for the glue to dry. Get back in your home. And that's why you should wait for the glue to dry. Now I'm going to have to apply some more glue to make sure it stays. Okay, so let's just, maybe I'll hold it with my thumb or my finger here for a minute while I'm determining how this guy is supposed to go in. So there's a little divot right here, a little dimple, and a little dimple right in there. And it looks like that's where our little guy is supposed to go in. kind of like that. Not kind of like that, but exactly like that. Get them lined up straight. Okay, get back in there. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Now what I want to do is actually sit this down on top of something so that we're getting some weight on the tub. There we go. So the next we need I-13 is going to go on the other side. So let's get that off of here. I-13 right there. Very similar pattern. Just kind of lines up onto that little divot. This one, if I didn't know better, I'd say it's longer. But we'll just kind of hang it off of the back here and just kind of let it fall where it may. Kind of like that. So there we go, there's our two tubes. I'm not sure what their function is. Okay, now we have our HUD, our heads-up display. Off of our C tree, we need C56 and 57. So I'll grab that with those. Hi. 56 and 57, these two I've painted black here. So those two come off of there, and they go together, but they go together over E4. Now our E tree is a clear one. We've actually got 3 clear pieces that are going to be going in on this here, but E4 goes in between them. So E4 is this little rectangular one here. So let's get that one off first. Okay. And so let's try and determine how this is supposed to go. It's got kind of a chamfered edge on one edge, and that apparently is the top. They just kind of have it as a gray blob almost. It's kind of hard to see now because I've painted this black, but there is a slight little channel right along here. It gives us the angle that the C4 is supposed to sit at. Or not C4, E4. So I'll just clean up my nub on this one. Here's my knife. Let's clean this up so it'll fit. I'd say these parts are probably the most difficult for me to do because they're so small. Pardon if I clear my throat a lot. I'm a little bit Got a little bit of a cold going on. Okay, so let's put a little bit of glue in here. And give him somewhere to set. I want to use my thin, but not the extra thin. I don't want to put a big blob of glue in there. But I do need something for it to kind of stick to. So just a little bit in there.
Later.
I'll put our glass back over here. And we'll work on another piece. It's just a few different pieces that are supposed to go here. So what do we have? E3 is supposed to go back here into, looks like it goes into this little divot right here. Right there. So E3, another clear piece. It's just the square. It looks like it's fitting right here, although it looks like it's way too big to fit in there. Let's clip it off here. So this guy, so it'd be nice if they showed me a completed view of how this is all supposed to sit together. Because it looks like this is just supposed to sit here, but it's really a big piece. So I'm not sure how exactly it's supposed to sit. It looks like it's supposed to sit just like that. And that's a little weird to me. Especially with E9 supposed to go over beside it. Or maybe onto this spot here. E9 is down here, this little round one that I've painted yellow. They show this guy. He actually does have a flat spot that's supposed to go back. Towards the pilot. So he's supposed to sit right there. Just like that. Okay, that's simple enough. And this is supposed to go right in front of him, but it's really, it's weird. And then our little HUD is supposed to go on either side here, right over top of it, with this guy in front. Now I need to clean up my nub on this guy, because the nub is actually quite visible. That looks much better. I love my little razor file. So I'm going to put it right there, where it seems like they're telling me right here. It seems like they want me to put it just right here. Damn it, come on. Okay, let's go back to this. Now that I've got this kind of glued together and figure out our little glass conundrum. Put this in the direction it's supposed to go, which is like this. And this guy is supposed to go in this configuration. inside of it. But it's almost too wide. It's too wide to fit in there. Stop flipping on me. Piece of garbage. Really doesn't want to fit all that great. We'll try a little test fit. I've basically got it where it's supposed to be in there. Let's use her quick set. I am going to have to repaint this because as I got my glue going everywhere, I'm getting it on my fingers and my fingers are turning black. Taking the paint off. So, based on where they're showing that this mounts is on top of our blue piece here and here, clearly this didn't get glued down at all. So, that feels like I got it in its spot. There we go. I guess that's it. Now, for our flat piece that's supposed to go here, why didn't you glue down? It just doesn't want to go in its hole. Okay. Well, I got some glue under them. There we go. Okay. So that's his home. That's where he's going to stay. Okay? And that's what we got going on. Okay? Just like that. I'll try to show you guys a little better here. If it'll focus. Yeah. There we go. We've got our HUD in there and our little glass pieces. Even if it's not perfect. It's close enough. Okay, that's that. All right. Close these up so I don't spill them. Okay, so this part's done. Okay, we're done with that. Now last time we assembled our radar dish and painted it and everything like that, and I put the decal on, so I've got that done. Okay, got our radar dish done, painted according to the specs. Okay, or at least according to what the book says. I did not look at any reference photos to see what this actually is supposed to look like, but I figure that's close enough. That's good enough for this. Okay, so this is done. Step 3 is done. Now we're going into step 4. Step 4, I've already painted these pieces. We got A5 and A4, that's these two here, 4 and 5. Okay, we'll get these off of the tree. I believe these are going to be the front landing gear. Going to become the front landing gear bay is what I think they're going to be. All right, so could do a little bit of detail painting on these. It shows here on this part, this piece, which piece are we looking at here? This one here. They're saying that we should paint this guy here silver, this little tank. I could do that. I can grab a little bit of silver and paint that real quick. I'll use some Vallejo. Why not? I haven't used my Vallejo game color in a while. Grab a small brush here. And I'll just wet the tip a little bit. And paint our little tank. Yesterday I did go online and I just googled Su-35S walk around, and found a site that really showed a lot of detail. I guess it was at an air show, and somebody took a lot of pictures walking around the underneath of the plane. And you can see a lot of detail and all the different colors. You know, you look at the undercarriage and look at all the stuff on an American plane, and everything is pretty much the same. That looked like it was one piece until you clipped it, just the way it came. Yeah, it pretty much was. As I was saying, you walk around underneath just about every American aircraft. Their landing gear bays, all the same, all white, and all their cables are black, stuff like that. Pipes and tubes, all usually silver, aluminum, but not the Russian planes. They like to do different colors. So we've got I1 needs to go in there, so let's grab that I tree again. I need I1 and I43. Okay, we're going to start with these. I1 is this guy here. Painted this guy a burnt iron, just like they say. Okay, I1. I need I-43, which is this long guy here. Okay, there's 43. So, looking at this guy. Okay, fine. Two little nubs are going to go into these two little holes. And get them lined up. That's not lined up. It's a pretty tight fit. Doesn't really want to line up those holes, so I'm going to clip the nubs off. They don't really want to line up, so I'm just going to clip them off flush. And then just run some glue on there, like that. And put it down where it belongs. Just like that. There we go. Okay, that's that one. Now we have this one. This guy is supposed to run along the top here. And let's see, we've got a couple of little pegs. Looks like here. No, it's supposed to line up with this peg right there. And there. And we've got a peg in the middle right here. So these three spots, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. One, 2, 3. Perfect. So this one fits nicely, just like it's supposed to. Okay, next we need C17. C17, this guy is supposed to be yellow. Did I remember to paint him? I don't think I did. I don't remember painting anything yellow on this tree. There it is there, and I need to paint that guy yellow. He's supposed to be yellow. So, let's grab some yellow. This guy here, you are yellow. Sorry, I'm painting off camera here. Flip them over. Let's do all the sides. Where'd he go? Here he is. Okay. Now he's yellow. Just like that. Nice thing about the Vallejo colors is they're water-based, so I can clean up my brush later just with some hot water in the sink. Snip him off of there. Now he's supposed to go right here into this hole here. And it looks like he's supposed to be on an angle. So he's got a little nub on him there to help line him up into that little hole. Just like that. So nice when you get things lined up and they work. Okay, so then we're going to take C81 and we're going to put all three pieces together. C81 is this guy here. There we go. So as I was saying about American aircraft, you know, all their landing gear bays are white. But looking at reference photos on this plane, it's actually kind of a medium gray, which is why I've got these all colored kind of a darkish gray. It's almost pretty much the same color as the plastic this stuff is molded in. It's pretty much the same color, right? But because I had primered it, I had to paint it. Okay, so these guys are going to go together like this. Not going to happen with these big nubs sticking out in the way. Both in the exact same spot. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, just like that. Simple enough. Normally I would want to like fill in the gap here, but I'm pretty sure once this thing is in the aircraft, you're probably not going to see this gap. You're not going to see through it. Yeah, it looks like a pretty nasty looking separation there, but I'll just hold it like this for a minute. This guy is going to go down here like this. Fit in between them, just like this. Making sure we got good, lots of glue, lots of contact, and everything's good. Remember, you want to have this curved part facing the open edge. Putting a little pressure on here just to keep it tight. And I'll worry about the back in a minute. Because as I push here, it wants to separate, so I just want to give it a little bit of time to cure a little bit. Okay, we'll run some glue on here. Squeeze her together. And that held nice. Good. All right. So that's all together now. Just like that. And so that finishes off this page. So we can move on to step 5, because this is all done. Step 4 is done, so step 5 is next. Oh, step 4 and also step 4. Step 4, we're going to be looking at our rear landing gear, bay doors, or sometimes they're called main gears, or bays, blair. Yeah. Okay, so C, off of our C tree, C9. And obviously I'm going to need C10 later, so I might as well get C9 and 10 off of here. Get them both going. That's 10. This is 9. What else am I going to need here? I'm going to need some of these pieces, so I need C13 and 15. I might as well grab those now. Here's 15, and here's 13. Okay, so we got C9. Let's clean up our nubs before we start putting anything on it. Okay. I don't think there's going to be any issues with these. I do like the fact that they give us some detail to add into these bays, because usually you don't have any. They usually just mold all your cables and stuff. I mean, sure, there is a cable that's molded in there, right? But for the most part, we're putting our own in. So we're going to grab I-29, 28, and 37. So we want I-29. These are blue wires. I-28 is a green tube, and 37 is another green pipe. I looked at reference photos, and I can confirm, whoops, that this one didn't want to go on. It wanted to disappear on me. Of course, I gotta grab my other glasses so I can see where it went. Where did you go? So, let's start with our blue one. Put this in the orientation that they're saying. Our blue one is supposed to go like this and go here. I guess it actually sticks out. No, it sits just like that. Okay. Trying to determine where exactly it's supposed to line up. just like that. Okay, so we got that one in. Next, C16, this guy. His two little posts go through. There we go. I will put glue in from the back. He's tight enough that he's actually, you can see that angle is not perfectly straight up and down. See that there? So I would say, because it's such a tight fit, don't worry about that. I think it's supposed to be like that because it is touching the wall here. And by touching the wall, it's forcing it into that not quite straight up and down angle. Just like that. Finally, we have this guy. And he's supposed to be like this. And it looks like he goes over top of that one. Goes in like this. It doesn't really have any pegs or anything. It's almost like it's just lying there. It just lies down on top. But they do point out this here lines up with this bar. Just like this. And that's it. I'm just going to make sure he's touching the wall here and he's pushed in all the way here, and then that's, I'm going to call that good enough. Wherever it happens to be touching is going to be where it's glued. That might be a bit difficult later. We've got another guy going in, I-38, which is this guy here. Now, he was loose. He came off when I pulled him out of the bag, if you remember in chapter 1. So I've painted it up and got him ready for installation. They do show you what they all look like here, all assembled. This guy goes in this orientation, and they just show him kind of lying there, except for this little part sticking out. That should line up in that little nook right there. Right there, which means this one should line up in that note too. Just like that. So I'm going to try and put a little glue under this tip too, just to keep him down on the ground, to give it a third place that it's been glued. There we go. Okay, so with that done, let's put that here and move on to this. So we got our two little walls. Put them in this direction, and we've got to grab this guy, I-30, 30 is this guy here. Okay, so you probably just totally missed it. So I put that on there like that. Now what I did was I painted this silver, and then after it was dry, I went with some black panel liner and went in there to detail that up. So I'll try and get this to actually show on the camera. You can see what that looks like. So it looks like the individual piping. Okay. So next we have this one. It's going to go in similar spot. It looks like it's going to hang off of it actually. Like this. No? This is interesting. This is much smaller than what is shown in the diagram. Like a heck of a lot smaller. Fits on here like this. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. In the diagram, they show this piping being the same length as the wall, but this really is not at all. Not at all. Stick to the wall, don't stick to my finger. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to put our walls on. We'll start with our skinnier one. That is supposed to go along this side. Like this. So we'll line it up. Like this. It goes like that. Hold it like this. Put some glue on there. That's a little temporary hold while I get the other wall. Got everything lined up okay, which obviously I did not. Mine wants to, would rather push the thing off of the wall. Push my piping off the wall. That's my laundry done. Laundry's done, guys. This is supposed to be on the wall here. There we go. Let's get a little glue. Glue on this edge. In there. I'm going to reinforce this one a little bit. You want to make sure all your edges are glued. So you make a nice tight box. And you see it's tried to take this one off too. Some of my pieces kind of want to come off the walls. so I'll reinforce them a little bit. Try and convince them to stay where I want them to be. Here we go. One box built. Okay, there we go. All kinds of piping going on in there. Yeah. That's probably one of the most detailed landing gear bays that I have put together, that out of the box has all that separate piping for you to put in. Okay, so that's this side. We've got one more to do. We'll put this together and we'll call it a day. Alrighty? So, we have our C10. We need I-27 and I-39. Okay? Here's 39. More brown piping. Okay, and we need 27, which is this one, silver piping. All right. So, silver piping is going to go on the floor here. It's going to fit in. You are going to go right where you're supposed to go, aren't you? Yeah, you are. You're going to go right here, right where you belong. Just like that. Okay. Trying to make a liar out of me. Alright, now this guy looks like he's going to go in similar kind of thing as the other side. Where's it going to line up? Our little bracket here is supposed to go here. Just like that. The more spots that you can actually get it to touch and glue, the more sturdy it's going to be. It just kind of sits with this sticking up into nowhere. But I imagine it's probably supposed to go all the way up like this. Flush and go like against the surface here, like that. This should not be on the floor. And I bet if I push this against the wall, yeah. Okay. So that's those two. We'll let this sit for a minute. Actually, that should be okay to lay it down. We need our two walls, C14 and C16. There we go. I already know these are going to go together like this. Like that. Right? But we'll worry about that in a minute. we need I-41 and I-18. I-41 is this guy here. And I-18 is this little yellow contraption right there. So let's do I-18 first on this wall. Just line up his pegs. Doesn't really line up. Unless I got it backwards. There we go. Okay, so I put some glue in from this side. And that's that one. Okay. And then we got this guy with his pegs. There. And there. Just like that. Okay. And then we put our two walls on. So I'll put the big one on first. Line him up. Of course, it's going to go along here, and this thing is in the way. I need to trim these off. So that it'll be flush against the floor. Here we go. Okay, a little bit of glue. Glue along the bottom here. There we go. Use a little more. Alright, let's get this other wall in. It's not a perfect fit, but with a little bit of convincing, I think we can get her to work. Just hold it tight. Let the glue do its job. A little bit of the problem is the tight tolerance between our two sets of pipes in there. So your two sets of pipes that are in here, this set going along the floor and then this set along the wall, they actually go together here, and it's a really tight tolerance, and that's causing a little bit of a fitment issue. Very minor, but I think it's alright. And then we have this, probably needs to go down a little bit. I imagine once we get things put together, this is going to get pushed down, right? Because it's currently sticking up past. sticking up higher than the level of that. See that right there? But with a little bit of pressure, I'm sure that's going to get put into its place later. Anyway, that finishes this. That finishes step 4. So we take a look at what we're going to be doing next time in step 5 and 6. Step 5, we're going to start putting our fuselage together. We're going to put these in. We've got holes to drill into the bottom of the wings. That's going to be so that we can put our weapon pylons on. We're going to put our landing gear bay doors in. We're going to put our satellite dish in. Our radar dish. Put that in, and we'll put our 2 halves together, and then put the nose cone on. And then if we got time, we'll start working on our intakes. Okay, but that is where I'm going to leave it for today, guys. That's going to be it for now. I apologize for the technical difficulties. It's I don't know why I've been plagued with these technical camera problems recently, and not just here, but also at my fiance's place, filming those Porsches. Same thing, my camera just cutting off after 5 minutes for no reason at all. Not actually cutting off, but freezing. Speaking of which, don't forget, guys, once I hit 1,000 subscribers, you'll get to see the videos of me and my fiance building our Porsches together. So please hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 1,000. And also down there, you'll see the like button. Hit that too, and leave a comment if you like it. And I'd love to hear from you guys. Always love to read your comments. But anyway, that's where I'm going to end it for today, guys. I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for coming out, and we'll see you all in the next one.